Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is SK Auto-K, and today we're going to be talking about Linkin Park since they have burst back onto the scene after over 7 years. 7 years. Man, it's been crazy, but this is just one of those bands that has such longevity, such a huge fan base, including myself, and I'm excited to review not only their new single, because I think they just did a live show on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. So we're going to watch that to see their new single, The Emptiness Machine. But then I'm going to highlight some of their live performance of the From Zero debut, if you will, with the new band and everything. They've got a new drummer, they've got a new co-vocalist, and it's going to be really interesting. But I'm going to highlight throughout this video. We might even talk about some of the controversies. I'm not too sure yet, but we're going to start out with the Emptiness Machine. And then we're going to watch some of the moments that captured me in that From Zero live performance, where it was emotional. How does the new co-vocalist Emily Armstrong do as far as filling in for Chester? No one can ever replace Chester, but for a new path forward and to cover some of the old singles and whatnot, it's a very interesting choice, and I think this fills a void in a lot of people's hearts and minds when it comes to Linkin Park, and it's really exciting just to be able to see what this new chapter might bring, you know. Anyway, without further ado, let's watch this performance on the Jimmy Fallon show, and we'll start from there. So let's go. What I love about Mike Shinoda is he's so melodic. They knew what they wanted to craft. They had a certain sound that they've always carried, even through Hybrid Theory to Meteora to Living Things. It's just insane. But I followed their trajectory, their evolution, and it's just really cool. And I love that he brought that here in this fist bump right there. Yeah, just really clean song. Some of my thoughts on it. I love that they're going back to even some of the earlier Linkin Park songs where you have Mike Shinoda doing some of the, the main verses, and then you've got the singer aspect of it too, and then they come together and they harmonize. I'm really happy that they chose Emily Armstrong, or at least I should just say a female vocalist, as opposed to, right, like every idea out there would be to maybe just replace the sound of Chester with another male who can mimic that Chester sound, right? But I think you're shooting yourself in the foot with that idea, because you'll never get that magic, right? And even right now, you may not, but at least with the female vocalist, you have an opportunity. There's much wider range. The good thing about what she has going for her is that she can do those clean vocals, which we'll go over later in this video. But she can also get that grunge, that grit, that deep growl, that thing that we love about the old Linkin Park songs. So it's really good that they went with the female in this regard, as opposed to just a male who's just trying to copy someone. And then the contrast is even just more stark when you're hearing this new male vocalist trying to replicate Chester. It's just not going to be the same. Whereas with a female, you more or less get a pass and a wider vocal range of things too. So really cool there, really cool there. That's just that show, right? So we're going to move over to the From Zero live stream. And this is where they actually opened up similarly like they did on The Tonight Show, where it was just the main members on the band, but Emily came in afterwards, right? Just kind of had that shock value for the world. And that actually plays well to the Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show, because that's the first like real televised introduction or reintroduction of Linkin Park, whereas everything else has just been on YouTube and, live shows going on in Los Angeles and recently New York. So this is a really good way, I think, to introduce her. And then in the live show, they did a little brief introduction part right here. Let's take a look.
Thank you guys so much for being here. This is a very special day for us.
We love you.
I'm gonna start off just by doing some introductions.
Okay.
On the bass guitar, we have Mr. Dave Phoenix Farrell.
That's an OG member.
On the drums, this is Colin Britton. Make some noise.
That's a new member.
On the turntables, Mr. Hahn.
Oh, you're damn right.
Filling in for our dear friend, Mr. Brad Delson, this is Alex Fetter. Make some noise.
Fill in.
My name is Mike.
We know that.
This is Emily. And in the role of Chester Bennington this afternoon is each of you. Are you ready to sing?
I love that he said that. So not only are you acknowledging Chester, right? But the way he introduced Emily Armstrong, and he's saying, like, in the role of Chester, isn't Emily, it's in each and every one of you, right? You guys are going to sing along with these songs. And I think it was just a really smart thing to say, to introduce her to the world and really just keep that memory of Chester alive. You know what I mean?
Sing with us!
And I wanted to play part of Crawling right here, just so you can see how this new dynamic is going to work with Emily even playing the old hits.
Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real.
That grit, that's what I'm talking about. She's got it, man. This is a really good decision.
There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface.
And then she lets the crowd sing, you know.
Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Discomfort endlessly has pulled itself upon me.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, she just does such a good service to the old songs while doing it her own way, and just because she has that vocal range and that throat scream to it, she can still do justice to the original songs. And then what we've already heard with the Emptiness Machine, she could chart a new path forward too. So yeah, pretty crazy. I'm gonna jump to something towards the end as well, because I really like how they opened everything up here. So remember, for context, what they did was they did this live stream. They basically flew a bunch of the most hardcore Linkin Park fans out to California. No promises. These people didn't know what they were showing up for. They didn't know anything about this new co-vocalist. They didn't know anything about new music. And I just like what they did here. This is actually the end of the show real quick before we go back. But I like how they announce stuff here.
This next one is going to be our last song. But before we do that, for everybody here, for everybody watching online, I want you to know that right now, while you've been in this building, on LinkinPark.com, that first song we played, The Emptiness Machine, that song is out now.
Boom.
That video is out now.
Boom.
Tour dates, tickets to those shows are out now.
Boom.
And lastly, all the information about pre-orders and all that stuff for our new album, which is entitled From Zero, is out now. Thank you guys so much for being here.
That is crazy. I just like how they did that. They've been underground so long. They've had enough time to where they've put all these pieces together, recorded a whole new album, and now they're coming out. And this is how they announce everything. They do this live show. They announce that while you've been sitting here, the single's out on Apple and Spotify. The video's out on YouTube. Like, tour dates, like new album coming out November 15th. Like, it's just really smart how they did this, and just man, blows my mind. Blows my mind. It was really cool. And I was going down the rabbit hole of all of this past weekend. I didn't even catch any of this stuff as it was happening. You know, I'm like weeks late to all of this. It consumed my weekend. It's just crazy. So we'll cut through some of this next song.
Say your prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. I bleed it out and open up these scars. Oh my God, my stars. I brought myself so far. Oh my God, my stars. Tell me that does not do service to the OG song. Come on, guys. Come on. That is just insane. I'm going to jump to another part where I really like this because I think, you know, given everything we've already talked about, how they've announced this stuff, not knowing how the world is going to react, you know, from the diehard LP fans to just the online haters that there's inevitably going to be. But, you know, there's another interview that they also did on their Linkin Park YouTube channel where she talks about the first time she had heard Hybrid Theory. And I think at the time she was 12 years old. That's when she just wanted to become a singer, started playing guitar, like everything, right? And it's just her. She's a huge fan of Linkin Park, of Chester, right? And so you can imagine as she's singing some of these songs and even just seeing the reaction in real time from the crowd to how she's doing it. It's a very emotional experience, not just for her, but for everyone. Everyone. Mike Shinoda, Johan, everyone's having that emotional wave throughout this performance. And it shows particularly in this one spot. I think it's at this timestamp 22. One of my favorite songs, by the way. Yeah.
This is not the end, this is not the beginning. Just a voice like a riot rocking every revision. But you listen to the tone and the violent rhythm. You know the words down steady, so nothing to fit them. Say yeah, it's flying up in the air. I've been holding on to something as invisible air.
Just again harmonizing in beautiful fashion.
Forget it, let it all disappear. Waiting for the end to come, wishing I had strength to stand.
Lets the crowd saying she's doing good. She opens up strong on this.
It's out of my control.
But let me find the part.
This was never meant to last.
It's right here, right here.
I wish it wasn't.
Boom. Okay, you see that, right? The pain in her face. Not only that, but she started to put her hand up to her heart. You can already tell the emotions are sinking in. I'm just going to go back. We're going to play this in like next 20 seconds. Check this out.
Holding on to what I haven't got. Sitting in an empty room, trying to forget the past. This was never meant to last. I wish it wasn't.
You saw that just exhale, right? She's trying to gather her emotions because she cannot handle this verse right now. It is way too emotional for her. And it's not done. Watch. And then Mike takes over. But I mean, you can just see that. Like, that's just one of those touching moments, man. That I loved seeing that. because you know she's a fan at heart. You know all she wants to do is the group and the fans and the world justice, service, resurrect this what otherwise was a dead band that could never come back. No one knew that this was going to happen. So it's just very incredible to see that. I think this is one of maybe 2 or 3 times that she did that in this entire live performance, but that was the most notable. You know, she's touching her chest, covering her mouth. You can clearly see she can't handle it, but it's just that good vibe emotion, you know. So I loved it. And then I think the last thing we'll review, and then we'll end the video here, but let's just see how she did a little bit on One Step Closer. I thought this was pretty interesting.
Wish I could find a way to disappear. And I'm about to break everything you say to me. Take me one step closer to the edge. And I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. One step closer to the edge. And I'm about to break.
And let's see how she does on the infamous "Shut up when I'm talking to you."
When I'm talking to you, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Everything you say to me.
Wow. Just wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about doing right by the OG songs. So yeah, that's crazy. So I'm hugely grateful that Linkin Park is back, for one. Huge fan. I think that there's not many artists out there with that longevity that still has such a massive fan base, you know. And I listen to everything, but when you got artists like Eminem, who's still doing it 25 years later, now you've got the likes of Linkin Park that's about to start a whole new era, you know, with the new album's called From Zero, so it's like starting from scratch. Just really exciting. And I know while going down the rabbit hole as well, there's been a number of people that are just haters, right? I mean, that's the thing with the internet. No one thinks before they speak. They just put stuff out there to destroy. And obviously there's going to be a subsect of the fans out there that think that this is destroying Chester's legacy, or just, you know, they shouldn't have done anything, or just rename the band to something else. And, you know, I encourage you to just, you know, follow the journey, give them a chance, right? And especially if you watch on the Linkin Park YouTube, they have that interview that they did. One of the things that they talked about as a group, as a collective, for all the years that they've been missing, there wasn't ever a point where they said, we have to put this group back together, right? Or we have to find a new vocalist, or da-da-da. Like, they just went off just because they're creative people, and they just started to network with other people throughout the years. Remember, 7 years. 7 years have passed. And that's a lot of time to meet other people. And I think Mike specifically said something to the effect of, you know, it wasn't until working with all these people, right, and then creating random music that kind of has a Linkin Park sound, but his brain literally would not accept the idea of anyone sounding like Linkin Park until Emily was on some of these tracks, right? These newly created music that they made. And, you know, that's a strong statement, considering Mike's been on stage with the lead singer of Sum 41. He's done a number of different gigs and sessions with people, but nothing felt or sounded like Linkin Park. And another interesting thing too is you had labels and executives and people that wanted to come in and say, hey, you know, maybe you should bring the band back. And what if you did like a The Voice style audition system in front of the world, and you choose the next co-vocalist of Linkin Park? Mike was like, that just sounded terrible. Like no one in the group wanted that idea either, because, you know, talent is one thing, and having the sound is just one thing, but there's so much more that goes into it when you're actually doing the creative process with people, writing the songs, going on tour, living with these people, like literally being a family with these people. And what if somebody won a challenge, right? And they became the new co-vocalist of Linkin Park, but they were just a complete hole as far as, you know, working and doing the creative process. So I think everything that's transpired here has been as organic as possible. And the reason they didn't, you know, select a new name is because this sounds like Linkin Park. Go back and listen to the Emptiness Machine. That sound is Linkin Park. The melodies, the music, the instrument, everything is Linkin Park. So it's a very exciting chapter. Don't listen to all the hate. You know, there's some background stuff with Emily. You know, her parents were in Scientology and stuff, but she's not, or has never professed to be. And with her original band, Dead Sarah, evidently there's lyrics all across their discography that just trashes all over Scientology, really. So I don't think that's a concern. She's even had a public statement, because another hating point is she was in support of this convicted SA person, and she didn't know about that. She's since said, I shouldn't have supported that person. When all these things came out, I had no idea. So she doesn't support any of that crap. So don't let the haters get in your head. Just think for yourselves. For one, just think for your damn self, and just listen to the music, right? I think overall, this is a great pick, and this is going to chart a new path forward for Linkin Park. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, then please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for your time.